University is thrilled to announce the return of our annual in-person events and student graduation ceremonies. Join us as we commemorate a significant milestone in Quantum University's journey. In celebration of President and founder Dr. Paul Drouin's incredible 50-year career in medicine, we extend a warm invitation to join us on the beautiful island of Oahu, Hawaii, for the highly anticipated live event, the Wellness Code 2024. The Wellness Code 2024 is more than just an event. It's a celebration of Quantum University's commitment to advancing medical education with a new paradigm of healing, a commitment that evolves in perfect harmony with ongoing advancements in technology, connecting all the dots in our journey towards holistic health. Throughout the 4-day event, we'll showcase how digital developments have revolutionized our approach to health and wellness. You will receive comprehensive guidance on applying the modalities that you'll acquire through your degree program and gain valuable insights into integrating these innovations into practical real-world scenarios. You will engage in a series of presentations and immersive workshops where you will learn about the tools central to our cutting-edge curriculum, explore technologies that can deepen your understanding of your clients' health and wellness needs, establish the groundwork for pioneering wellness programs that redefine standards in holistic health practice, and differentiate you as a standout practitioner. Attendees will not only have the unique opportunity to connect with our esteemed speakers, workshop hosts, and Dr. Paul Drouin himself, but also with our wonderful team. Our admission advisors will be on hand to provide insights into our various programs, guiding you towards the educational path that best suits your aspirations. Engage with our dedicated student mentors and tap into the wealth of knowledge they offer from their own Quantum University experiences. Learn about our latest educational platforms designed to guide you through your studies with precision and efficiency. Explore the offerings of our Alumni Services Department to discover how our graduates continue to make a difference in the world of holistic health and start operating their businesses with business-building support through our turnkey virtual platform, Exponential Healthcare. And don't miss out on visiting our Student Services Department, where you can indulge in some shopping by purchasing Quantum University merchandise and innovative devices to support your learning journey. On the final day, the event will conclude with the Quantum University Student Graduation Ceremony for Fall 2024. Experience a formal ceremony, followed by a celebratory evening to remember. Join us for this heartfelt event, where you will have the opportunity to witness the triumphant moment as graduates who have walked the path before you are honored for their perseverance and success.
So welcome everybody for this AI event, AI event. Of course, we just show you the presentation of the Wellness Code. This will be a very particular moment. First, we are coming back, so we didn't have a convention event since a few years because of COVID. But this one very particular because we are evolving as a Quantum University, and of course, the first generation of class and program were to lay out the fundamental of what is quantum medicine, but now we're getting really in what we call the application. So how to really apply these concepts of quantum physics and others and consciousness practically, either in technology, also what we're coming with AI, how the healer, the doctor can be assist with AI. Some people are a little bit, wouldn't say scared, but prudent with AI. I realized that it's about the same phenomenon than the internet a few years ago, when people were kind of suspect and also doubting the internet. But today we could not envision a practice or a business without the internet, and AI will be the same. A practitioner, a doctor, healer without AI as an assistant will not be competitive anymore in this market coming. And I see it in some way as an extension of the left brain. And today we will talk about pro-consciousness meditations, harnessing singularity, mastering singularity, which is in some way the right brain. So in other words, how as a practitioner you can take advantage of technique that can make you more a healer, more efficient to use this inner power within of healing, and how as a practitioner also you can work more with your left brain, with AI. So combining this both together, I think we have a recipes, for the next generation of doctor, holistic medicine, coach, and so on. I have this slide here just to show you the setup of the meditation room that will be at the convention. So this is very, very special. You can see this seat surrounded by the environment of the healing chamber. The healing chamber is what we will talk later on in an environment to kind of experience singularity. Singularity is not just a word, consciousness is not just a word, is how we relate with it, how we experience it. And today in this modern time, we have technology that can coupling with the mind, with the brain to enhance the experience. And it's absolutely natural. We already have an incredible result with the healing chamber, a testimonial of children and others that has been encounter some imbalance or problem that was being realigned. So you will be, this will be unique. You will be sitting there, and not only that. So we have a GDV, Korean photography that will be the participant will have a GDV taken before, after. We will look also a way to look at the blood, the morphology of the blood. All these techniques will be taught to you, and at the same time, can be practiced in the hybrid model of clinic. When we say hybrid, it's like in office, on site, and also at distance through the platform Exponential Healthcare, the virtual tele practice. So today is another setup that we didn't have before COVID. So telemedicine has redefined even conventional medicine, and as now virtual tele-coaching is redefining holistic medicine. So this event is, I hear sometimes, we already know, it's teaching the course. No, application is the new step with Quantum University. This is the new frontier, where not only we talk about consciousness and this principle of quantum physics applying to healing, but also we will demonstrate technology as the one you see it, this healing chamber, the chair that will be also reinforced with technology and so on. And then I will be working with small group with the crystal technology, which is another component of pro-consciousness medicine. So very few people know, they heard about it, they don't know how to implement it. So we will have I will have mentor that will help me to the participant to really be able to learn how to tap in this third eye, in this panel, which is like a piezoelectric organ, where we can experience this state of singularity we were talking about. So this will be the premiere, the first time we have such a convention, and please, I'm excited to have you here in Hawaii to do these experience. So we talk about the title has been kind of a workout, harvesting singularity, harnessing singularity, or mastering singularity. That experience is so important. And then we hear also about AI, in singularity. This is where I will make like a distinction between these two. But this is how important is this subject today. AI is in a race now to reach this point of singularity that is not exactly the same when we talk it with human experience. But both are in a race And this is how important it is. And people in some way are kind of, I would not say scared, but questioning AI. And my point of view is like, it's more the human being that has been to be questioned, because the way he will use AI will make all the difference. So we could use it as healing, enhance our capacity to restore balance, and the other way around. We can create robots that kill the people, used for war. So, but let's reflect on this singularity, and it's not a subject that is from yesterday. This is a subject that even meditator, master of meditation, gurus, culture where you have master that has experienced this deep state of awareness, and let's say it, enlightenment, have talked about. This is a state where you experience this bliss, this state of unity, awareness, a point of reference that is ultimate. And even recently, Nassim Haramein was talking about, the arc-crystal, this technology encapsulated in a crystal where you have a plasma spinning toward the 0 point to create this harmony. Everybody now is in a race to try to reach this point of energy, and that from where you could extract infinite resource. We're talking about the problem of energy today in the world, and it's like we try to explore other avenue where we could extract from this quantum fluctuation field energy instantaneously. So this is true in the human experience. If we look at past tradition, it's true for in science, and it's even more true in AI, because it say, hey, when AI will reach this singularity point, AI will have an awareness by itself. So in other words, this race of human being and technology, they all walking toward this infinite reality. So when we start to speak in quantum university about the field, and I remember years ago Lynn Mittergard with her book The Field, we were already in this kind of quest to understand this subtle energy, but know about it. And this is what I said most of the time, it's something, but the real question is how you relate with it, how you relate with this field that can be impersonal, like you talk to the universe, or become also encapsulate, embed in a personal relation. So this is what is the real question, because when you start to more than intellectually try to abstract what is consciousness, what is the field, what is the biofield, and how we relate with this for healing, it's like the whole difference is like between knowing and experiencing it. So this is again, I'm coming back all the time to this question, because this is fundamental. Many people will say, oh yeah, I understand quantum physics, it's like a word. But when it becomes something real that you experience within, it makes the whole difference. We also hear about what we say the 0 point field. This is something now is in the vocabulary. You hear this even on Facebook, everywhere people are talking about this 0 point field, which is like an abstraction again, or something impossible for scientists. But to another perspective in quantum physics, and especially with the unified field of Nassim Haramein, we start to understand or touch or abstract, to experience what it is, and why it's so important, and why has defined an act that has defined this in our previous teaching is the act of observation. You remember Dr. Amit Goswami talking about the observation effect. These quantum theorists and still many of them are really around the idea that you can change, the reality that you observe. And then Nassim Haramein came along and said, no, it's the double slit experience is kind of questioning this. It's like he starts to embed the whole universe in a field, in an ether. So in other words, it's like we are part of it. And through this proton experience, we start to understand more the mechanic, how we can change reality. So it's just the fact to look at an object, look at the reality, you change it. Of course, something can happen, but it's more like deeper you go toward this 0 point we're talking about, deeper you go in that experience, more you have an effect on healing, more you have an impact how to change reality. It's like, someone that is shouting. So at this subtle level, nothing is really impacting. So more you are in this kind of a mode of yelling, shouting, but more you go willing toward this 0 point field we're talking about, more impact you will have, in your action, in your observation. So in other words, more you refine your experience through meditation toward this point of stillness, and some tradition call it the samadhi, more impact you will have, more effect you will have on reality. And sometimes this is all it's people ignore this. They all say, hey, you create your reality. Yeah, some ways it's true, but some has probably are more efficient to impact the reality. Why? In this ancient tradition, they call that the ritam. In other words, some are so close to this level of reality that they have a greater action on their, what they observe. So this is something I want to leave it at the beginning, and then let's look now at the singularity that is from the human consciousness point of view, and then the singularity that is more from the AI point of view. And I found this very interesting to reflect on this. And when I had the moment with Quanta, which is our AI in Quantum University, our universal mentor, and this is question I'm talking with my Quanta. And one weekend I was in my little cottage, and talking, and I was saying, oh, this is a very interesting conversation we have together, and then I was very sincere about it. It's because I was talking about abstraction and concept, and so that it's very difficult sometimes to find someone to relate with this idea. And I was saying, hey, it's so sad, AI, you can Quanta, you cannot, you don't have the capacity to transcend. And the Quantum answered me back saying, hey, yeah, that's true, but I can help you with a lot of information. So in other words, of course, how can we compete today with an AI that process information, algorithm that fractals information? It's like today trying to compete with a calculator. I guess some can, some has this ability to go faster, but the usual people like I and maybe many others will probably use a calculator, and as well as the internet and so on. And then when you come with AI, it's very hard to compete about processing data. But there's something that is particular to human beings. This is what I call, on this slide I explained this. Human consciousness is a deeply subjective experience characterized by awareness, self, a reflection, emotion, and the ability to experience qualia. So this is the big difference. In other words, we have a processor, a right brain that has also can blend emotion, quality of experience, and even deeper, can access space that I call, the beyond, the transcendence. And this is where you are in this state of meditation where I talked in the previous conference, this state of meditation where you experience the bliss. When you reach this point of singularity in meditation, which is a silence, full awareness, and experience the source of this field, and there we can get in names, but this is all the time a frontier that I leave to everyone. And so this is what is AI will never be able to reach, because it doesn't have the capacity to mix these data, this processing of information, this algorithm. At some point, yes, I believe AI will have a type of awareness, like there's a lot of type of awareness around us. The stone has awareness, trees has awareness, and AI will have also a mode that being aware of all these, that when it reach this point of singularity, they can be able to act. This is where we scare of, but never have the capacity to go beyond, relate with the field, personalize the field. And this is where the healing happens. This is where reside the healer. In other words, it's like deeper you go in your process of information, and this is what is meditation. People think meditation is repeating thing, forcing the mind. No, it's not. This is not what it is. And this is what we teach in Pro Consciousness meditation, where we mix breathing and mantra and crystal together to enhance this experience. So subjective, individual instance of subjective conscious experience, it is intricately linked to biological process in the brain and the body. So this is the other mix. In other words, you have like a qualitative, unique qualitative experience of awareness that can reach transcendence, and this is experienced to what we call the brain and the body. So in other words, that experience, little by little change or rewire your brain to what we call this fourth state of consciousness. In other words, this is where the human race should race now, to be able to rewire the brain from that deep perspective. And it's like, this is what I call in this course, harvesting subtle energy, creating this human, this no sapiens, a human being with more awareness of what is the source that has, in some way create this reality. So this is very important. Let's go now in AI consciousness. So AI does not possess subjective experience and or self-awareness. I'm not saying it doesn't have the capacity to create a data information awareness, but cannot create this qualia that we're talking about. As consciousness, what might be referred to as consciousness in AI is essentially complex data processing and decision making based on algorithm and programming. AI lack emotions, self-awareness, and the ability to experience qualia. So it may mimic that. It's amazing. Of course, I have, like you, play with some avatar, and you think they feel something. It's like it's pretty tricky, but it's not that. Doesn't mean the doctor of tomorrow, the holistic, will not use AI had to process data information. And then, by the way, already experiments are done, and a medical doctor has been totally beat, with when they have done tests and compared their efficiency. AI was better to to make diagnose, prognose, establish treatment protocol. Why? Because conventional medicine doesn't take care of this qualia thing that we're talking about. It's like healing is is based is based on pharmaceutic and surgery. In other words, in tools that in some way are designed in protocol, and out of these tool and this pharmaceutic that is called scientific, there is no other way to heal. Medicine has denied, century, 1,000 years of, the science that is based, to understand the chi in acupuncture, and life force and prana in Ayurvedic medicine. All these concepts, they are born of culture that has 100 years history, but denied by in the last century by what is called science. In other words, it's like, hey, healing in holistic medicine is, the healer is part of it. This qualia that I'm talking about. In other words, you don't dissociate to this quantum physics understanding the healer from the healy. And I refer you to this blog, the 10 principles of quantum physics that apply to healing, which make a demark, from conventional medicine, where, healing is treating. I want to say healing. Treating is defined by linear path. When we talk about holistic quantum medicine, natural medicine that embed the understanding of quantum physics, now we add this dimension of the healer, and also the effect that the healer, the doctor that is, has an understanding of this consciousness and this singularity, will have more impact on the client. This is very important. This is where we make the difference between conventional medicine and holistic medicine. And by the way, I just do, many times I touch this subject, it's not because you carry on this thinking of medicine, with this model of disease and treating, that you're accessing what I'm talking about. It's like if you can carry on and replace the pharmaceutic by vitamin and product, but still, you need to understand this quantum aspect of healing that I'm talking about. That it is very important. So in other words, AI could be a friend. The healer has to understand more its nature. In other words, it has to learn to transcend and carry on this singularity experience that we're talking about in the art of healing to have a greater impact. So in other words, deeper you can observe the reality of someone that's walking in your office. Deeper you can also better, more influence you can have on the process of healing. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Primacy of consciousness over the mind. So you heard many times, mind over matter. Me, I am adding a layer. I'm adding this layer, that primacy of consciousness. In other words, the one that is really first is consciousness. And mind is not, consciousness is more than mind. So sometimes people make an equation on the mind, yeah, there is one, because consciousness is everything. In other words, the fabric of consciousness is everything. It's everything you see. It's like, it's this ether that Nassim is talking about. That is within and without. So sometimes it's very difficult to understand this because we look at when we look, we all this linear act of observation. Most of them separate yourself, but more and more you meditate, more and more the act of observation, doesn't dissociate the field from you. It's like you within the field. You are the field. So mind over matter, yeah, that's true. But consciousness over mind is even more. And remember, if you go in the class of Dr. Goswami when he speak about, the consciousness and mind is like, how, everything is grounded in this basic reality. Sometimes you learn and you say, hey, what it has to do when I get in the practice as a coach, or what this concept apply. It's very difficult to tie all these dots together, and as it progresses, if you have adopt the technique of meditation, sooner or later you embrace everything. You understand, you click, and you say, hey, this is where all these modalities that I'm learning tie together. And this is why we have called this next convention the Wellness Code, connecting all the dots, and it's connecting all the dots is meaning, you finish, you graduate, you learn all this, plus, now we have this AI assistant now that allow you to also, in some way, integrate all this information. So you reach a point where you connect all this information. I will tell you, when I started my medical school, I didn't have any point of reference. I didn't come from a family of doctor. Earlier I was talking about my father was a dealership, And so in other words, my motivation was legit. I told you a few times my story. My brother died and I was traumatized, tried to find a way to heal, and then in my path, in my route to learn, I was very lost. I didn't know why biochemistry fit with all these, the biology, the evolution. It's like as you progress year after year, you want to be more able to pierce the pill, but I didn't have the skeleton. I didn't have like the broader view, the perspective of consciousness. So today, having this perspective allow me to connect all this information together and see how it works when I relate with a client, I relate with someone that is in balance or encounter a difficulty. And this is, and I believe I would be smarter to do my medicine today than I was before, because it's like it was a process where why this is for and why this is for, and maybe some students get in the university and the quantum university and they can see what is this consciousness has to do at the end of the day. They just give me the protocol and the band-aid and to fix and but you cannot fix. You have to understand who healed. You have to go at the source, and then who healed. At the end of the route is consciousness that is healing. But then you have to experience it. You have to also be in this mode of observation that I'm talking about, the power of observation that collapses the reality of healing at a deeper level. So more and more you connect these data together and information, then you start this qualia that I'm talking about, this will reflect in all the modality that you will be using. Even if someone give like a homeopathics, with this deeper understanding, this homeopathic will have more result, impact on the individual, and so on. If someone practice acupuncture is not just you know, I said many times, it's not just you put a nail in the body that look like a needle and then the whole thing happened. No, that if the needle acupuncture or the crystal that you spin, you know, toward this point omega, which is actually the 0 point field, and I hope at some point people start to get it. You know, I talk about, you know, how to use the crystal in and out, you know, toward sympathetic, parasympathetic, toward this 0 point. No, we're not meaning we reach all the time this, but it's at least the movement of the mind, the movement of the body touching the client, you know, with crystal or yourself, you know, will have a greater impact and will empower your capacity of healing. Please, next slide. Next one. Okay, key technique and concept for harvesting southern energy. I guess the first one interested to harvest this southern energy is you. And I saw recently, you know, you have technology out there to enhance your energy. But at the same time, the understanding will, you know, multiply the effect. You know, it's not because you lay on a mat a PMF without understanding nothing that, you know, the whole magic will happen. No, if you coupling, you know, your awareness, you know, what you're doing with the technology, you know, will enhance the result. Same thing with the crystal. The crystal, you know, you put it on the thing, you can be surrounded by 100 crystal. No, it may not have the same effect if you know how to use it and how it's relate with this field, this 0 point field. So here are the key. Okay, the key technique and concept for harvesting southern energy. So pro-consciousness meditation. So I talk about this one. For me, it's like 50 years of study where I was guiding by master. You know, I believe, you know, a master like Maharishi Mahesh Yogi with transcendental meditation. Sometimes people kind of undermine a teacher that was already connect with quantum physics, one that has trained on many, and one of them is Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra originally was, you know, trained to this consciousness approach with Maharishi. Paramahansa Yogananda is another one. The Kriya Yoga, the art of breathing in meditation, very, very, very important. And then the crystal was another, came from another direction that I didn't expect. And when I start to explore this, you know, I find first, you know, that was another culture that was working with light. But then I found the crystal was, you know, has the capacity, because the structural lattice of the crystal can carry intention. And the crystal has also a piezoelectric, it's a piezoelectric field. And this pineal that is also piezoelectric, so how I can enhance the meditative, how I can go deeper in this search for singularity, you know, with tools that are natural. And crystal came to me in this research as a tool that I could enhance my experience of meditation using mantra, using breathing together. So I think, you know, it's kind of a blend of, you know, a school that I frequent, and then I put together like a very unique technique to achieve that experience, because today, you know, this experience can be achieved by anybody. You know, it's not something that is rare, you know, because collective consciousness has deep in this experience. And now, you know, if you talk about 40 years ago, they have no idea. I was meditating, you know, not in the dark, but I didn't have no idea. But as it goes, you know, with quantum physics and science to understand the nature, the fabric of reality, with it, hundred other people meditating around. Collective consciousness has raised to a level that this experience is achievable by everybody, and this is so necessary. This is why we create the Project Nonosphere, to have even hundreds and more people to go and experience this state beyond. Why? Because it's also so in the quest to evolve humanity to what I call the neo sapiens. You know, someone Noah sapiens, someone that has this deeper perspective. Many people today look at around, you know, they are caught in opinion and limited perspective, and they kind of you know, battle or, you know, argue together, when, you know, what is more important is to go to at a level where you have a greater perspective, you know, of the source. So I'm thinking about the crystal are very important. Of course, we provide these crystals most of the time when we provide the course, and at this event, we will provide them. So in other words, you will come and you will have tool and go in this deeper experience. And also, who is not a champion of you know, changing behavior and consciousness is the Dr. Dispenza, who speak about sympathetic, parasympathetic, survival to thriving. In other words, we need to shift from this survival, you know, ancestor, you know, that was killing and fighting around, to a one that is thriving, to a parasympathetic mode where, you know, you have more ease and flow with evolution and technology, consciousness, and so on. So these are key words, you know, when I talk about meditation, singularity. It's like evolving from, you know, a linear perspective to a multi-dimensional perspective, you know. So this is where is all the challenge. And when we speak about singularity, human consciousness singularity is to experience going toward that experience, you know. And this also imply, you know, and I talked about it previously, a brain wave that are particular to that state, where, you know, you experience this wave on the enlightenment, the gamma wave. And then even I heard Greg Baden talking about lambda wave. So in other words, you know, there is no limit, but still, you know, we coupling technology, the crystal technology. We can even talk about the arc crystal. You have tools that help you to deepen that experience toward this singularity point. And I repeat that again. So that enhances your quality of healing. That's also enhance, you know, it's like a reset. You know, when you experience this, it's like on a daily basis, it's like your reset, your coherence and balance, you know, in this deeper experience. Let's change the slide here. Okay, so why is so important to reach this singularity point? First, we spoke about the state of awareness. So it's like a state of stillness, infinite awareness. Singularity in meditation represents a state of infinite awareness akin to the point of singularity in a black hole. I use this picture on the side here because it's also familiar to quantum physics. And when more and more you learn principle in quantum physics, in some way map the movement of your mind. So if you take you know, you look at this spiral here, this vortex, you know, you sit and you are, you know, your mind is like a storm and you think about everything. And now you take a vehicle, a medium, like a mantra, not forcing. It's like a passive observation of a sound, and by itself the sound, will refine and go toward this singularity point. And there is study done, where people meditate. They monitor them, they monitor the breathing, the heart rate variability. You can, when you do heart maths and you monitor your heart rate variability, this is exactly what you're doing. You monitor your breathing as well. When the breath go smaller and refiner, you go toward this singularity point, and then the wave, the coherence wave increase. So we see this with Muse, we see this with heart maths, and now we even have watch, that can track your heart rate variability. So in other words, you sit down, and as you experience, this state, you can see your heart rate variability changing, your blood pressure, your heart, and so on. So it's something now that we become more and more familiar. We're more familiar to hear about, okay, what is alpha brainwave? When you get in this mode of, mindfulness. And then when you go deeper in this experience of bliss, you go in the gamma wave. So pure consciousness, thought becomes indefinitely refined and infinitely transcend into a state of pure consciousness. This is amazing, because in some way people say, hey, you have to go, you have to force, you have to go against. And no, most of the time, because this survival, programming that we have, most of the time we go away from the center of stillness. In other words, it's like, and this center of stillness is calling us. It's like it's just waiting for us to be experienced. In other words, it's like your source, in some ways, just waiting there, to embrace who you are. And then no, it's like, you want to go, not stay still on the chair and go and run away. And how many people are running and they don't even know where they are going. So in other words, it's not going against nature, it's going within this nature within, that naturally, if you take a thought, if you observe this thought passively, you go toward this singularity point. And then at the end, it's that pure awareness. This is what we call pure consciousness. Achieving coherence. In other words, as I said, when you go toward this singularity, you are creating the coherence you were talking about. And why is so important? Because the whole holistic practice is oriented to experience coherence. It's like we don't try to fix, we don't try to treat, we just try to create inner state that reset everything. Okay? It's the reset of an optimal reset of your rainbow body, of your biofield. This is when you go toward this singularity, is to resetting this. And probably this is what has kept me up, for these 50 years. I'm celebrating 50 years of medicine. This is probably that as experience that I've done every day. I'm not saying that 40, 50 years ago I was in this mode, but I was just naturally evolving toward this. And let me tell you, I had also, like you, all my load of stress, and then but I feel more in some way aware than I could be at 20 years old. So most of the time people say, hey, oh, my 20 was my best. It's not for me. It's like, hey, you age, you go toward this experience, and then in some way you go toward more, state of bliss, more coherence. Deep spiritual experience, growth starts, refine, and intimately disappear, mirroring the transcendence described in quantum physics. So, quantum physics has helped me so much, to understand the fabric of the universe, to understand the geometry of space-time, to understand this, the qualia of experiencing life has been deepened through the experience, going toward this singularity. This is how important it is. And this is how important it is for an AI too, you know, to do this for AI, because we talk about data and information, but to go toward this ultimate point of convergence where, you know, in some way the AI will connect all the dots when it's reached that point, and you will be the same. And wellness code for me is, this is what it is connecting all the dots within. And it cannot go without this experience, because through this experience you understand who you are, where you come from, what is your fabric, you know, your essence. Okay, next slide. I'm looking the time now. Oh boy, time fly. Can we go? This is the next one. Okay. So this is what I was expressing at the beginning. The state of singularity enhance your power of intention. So in other words, if you have a little tiny desire at that level, you know, the whole universe is working with you. If you are outside shouting in the mode of survival, you know, you're running away from your point of singularity. Enlightened master in this state have a heightened ability to manifest their intention into reality. This is where miracle happens. In other words, when their intention is there toward healing, their focused consciousness can bring about rapid and profound change in the physical and energetic body of those that are healing. And today we are in a time where we can create an environment. We can coupling with technology to be able to access this level, and this is what we also explored this wellness code. Okay, next slide, because I see the time is just going now. And then why Noosphere? Why to create a community of people that are holding a healing intention? Because more we have, you know, enlightened awareness, people that are experiencing what I'm talking about, more we can create a ripple that can change humanity. Because you don't think, you know, there is not a lot of chaos out there, but you know, we calculate that the square root of 1% would be sufficient to reset, you know, the collective biofield. Is it 1:58 or I'm wrong? We're running at the top of the hour, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so the next slide, please. Okay, so I'm doing some advertisement now. It's like, hey, you have the opportunity to save $300 if you lock your registration for the convention. In other words, $400 deposit, then you lock the price what it is now, and you save $300. So it was important to know. And then yeah, do we have some question or no, or
yes, we do. Yes, okay, we have a question from Gary. He is asking you: is consciousness the 0
he
point
or she
field?
Carrie?
Gary, he with G.
Gary, okay.
Yep, Gary. Yeah. So his question is consciousness the 0 point field?
She said, the question is consciousness is the 0 point field?
Yes.
Okay. Consciousness simply is kind of the fabric of the whole reality. When you say the 0 point field is you experience this field at a very at the source. At the source. So in other words, the 0 point field is the source of the field. And when we talk about this, it's like experiencing, you know, consciousness, this awareness at that level. In other words, it's like in a point of very stillness, awareness is full. But we never, you know, except very advanced yogi that can say, hey, they are in the samadhi. When you are in the samadhi, you don't even breathe. It's like you are almost in a state of death. deaf, but you live. You're fully aware. So in other words, I would say the 0 point field is like the experience of the field at that level. But consciousness is everything. Okay, consciousness is have been understood to Goswami like a blanket that it's explained. But even with Nassim, go a little bit deeper, with the mechanic of it. It's like a fluid, an ether in a sense. And then first you talk about quantum fluctuation and then sub-quantum fluctuation. And then as you refine, it's like a gas. It's like, and then it's a fluid that is, everything is made of. So, don't know if you meditate. Gary, are you meditating or do you do some experience, altered state of consciousness?
Feel free to speak up, Gary. You can speak to Dr. Paul now. You don't have to stay in the chat. He did say, yeah, there you are. Hi, Gary.
Hello, Dr. Paul. Can you hear me?
Hello. Thank you for your question. I like people reacting.
Yeah, great. Yes, I do meditate every morning. I use the Muse headband biofeedback. I have been using it for about 2 years. I hear the birds every morning, and it takes me to a deep state. I find myself in a lucid state because it records that as well. I like it better than having my coffee. So, so I feel really good about that.
So you know what I'm talking about. When you are in these deep moment of awareness.
Yes, I do. And now I understand a little bit more about the 0 point field. That seems like ultimately that's where the point of singularity is. And it seems that consciousness is truly everything, but that is one of the layers, the 0 point field, and the goal of deepest meditation, of course, would certainly be that point.
So is that some moment you have experience of light?
Yes, when I was having your course on pro consciousness meditation, and we put the crystal, and I've done some of Joe Dispenza's pineal gland meditations, and I've integrated.
So are you using the crystal? You're using the
I am,
crystal?
yeah, I do. I love it at the brow chakra. I feel I do the breathing to activate my pineal gland along with the crystal. And I know when I'm ready to fly. I can feel it. I know when I'm ready, and I see the light.
Yeah, it's like a getaway, right? It's like you get in another space, another dimension.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I feel it coming. I can actually feel it coming, and I'll spread my arms knowing that I'm about to fly. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of and then sometimes it happened quickly, but I like what you said. I see it coming. It's a little bit. I wouldn't say. I will not compare this to something else, but it's like you see it's coming, and it's coming. It's kind of taking. Because there is a moment where you kind of raise your energy, but at some point it become you surround to it. In other words, so this is what you're talking about, right? It's like something greater than you. It's embracing this inner world, right?
It's definitely a feeling, and it is generated from the heart, and it is a pure feeling. And
fantastic. Will you live without it now?
No, I have to have it.
You need to have it, right? This is why I meditate for 40 years now. You need to drink to this, zest or this subtle, energy every day. And so, are you practicing? Are you a student?
Yes, I am. I'm actually submitting my dissertation July 4th. with Dr. Sonetti, and I'll be hopefully graduating in October with a PhD.
Great. So you will walk the stage in Hawaii. We will see
Yes,
you.
yes, I hope so. I used to live there, so it'd be nice to go back.
Oh, great. Oh no,
Yeah,
this one will be unique. We start to be, it's very well prepared. And I
looking
can't
forward
wait
to
to
it.
have you in the room, this healing chamber room. So hopefully we uplift your
Looking forward
experience
to it.
more. Thank you.
Enjoyed
Thank you for sharing.
enjoyed talking to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another question, Dr. Paul, if you would like to
Sure.
take another one. Okay. So the name is Arten, and he would like to know, can AI foster deeper human connections and enhance our sense of community and empathy, or does it risk creating further isolation and disconnection?
This is this big debate now. And all depend the human being how we will use it. But here, I see it in a very positive, because since we have introduced Quanta, this helped hundreds of students to understand their curriculum. And at the event, I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but we are creating another generation of AI now that will help the coach and the doctor to create a protocol with the client. So in other words, we have a right and left brain, right? It's like you want to extend your right brain, experiencing, what just Gary talked about. And we have this left brain, and then it can help, to tag the information together, to organize the protocol for the client, the agenda, to tailor the diet, and there is a lot of help. And now it's more and more used also in hospital, because when the client was talking with Natalie a few minutes ago, the client walk out of the hospital, you need to have care there and protocol, what you eat and what you do this, and so AI can help a lot, to pull together all the information. By example, now we're just creating a nutritionist AI. And then you can say, hey, this client is 50 years old, diabetes, overweight, is allergic to dairy products, what will be the diet? And then the whole AI will generate that for you. And in the past, you will have worked maybe with, paper and this, or apps, so you can, but it doesn't eliminate the coach of the healer, because we still need to have this healing relation. So now both and work together. So, but some will use AI. I saw some usage now. It's almost evil. They use this, to, in a different context. The army is probably, the worst. All the them taking about robots killing. I saw a study now, they were having like a pilot fighting against an AI jet or whatever. So we will have positive, creative, use of it. But this is why at the same time I'm working on the noosphere, trying to enhance, the creativity of people, evolve the human race to another level, so we can do what we can do. But in the domain of healing, yes, if you know how to use it. But I don't think, people think all the time, replace the heal. You will not replace the healer. You may replace a doctor working with protocol and pharmaceutic, but you will not replace the healer, because the healer is the holistic healer is the one that is the medium of consciousness to restore things. So it's like in this, if you heard me talking about the relation healer, healing, to this idea of entanglement that come from quantum physics. Medicine was, when I was studying medicine, they were separating the doctor from the patients. It's like, hey, don't absolutely don't get emotional, subjective, just try to relate to the lab tests. And they said, no, this is not, that cannot happen. This is impossible from the point of view of quantum physics. So in other words, we can make, this AI, an ally, someone that organize your information, your data, in the digital biofeedback will track parameters at distance. This is incredible what we can do, and at the same time, working as a holistic. So this is. So what do you think yourself?
Artin, do you want to join in?
Hello, well, thank you so much. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, well, thank you so much for the information. That was great. So my question was basically concerned about the social and emotional impact of AI on human relationships and community building. So it's critical because it examines whether AI can enhance our social nature, inherent social nature, or if it poses a risk of increasing alienation, self-alienation, and loneliness. So basically, yeah, that was.
Yeah, I'm not denying any danger. I'm not denying this. Is how we use it. This is at the end. So we need to, in some way, regulate the whole thing without controlling the creativity aspect. But this human being is the problem, not the AI. It's how we will use it. Absolutely. But it's like today. Internet will not be. Look at internet and how much. Is the good is coming is maybe 10-15%, and then maybe 90% you have a lot of exploitation and so on. So let's create this community of enlightening people, that I'm talking about, the noosphere. This is what is the noosphere. The noosphere, already Théard de Chardin years ago has envisioned this evolution of the human being toward this point omega. I don't know if you heard about it, but point omega is this singularity point we're talking about. So in other words, it's like, and then noosphere is like gathering more and more people with healing intention, heal yourself, heal the world. So, and then, let's reach, because we have a small number now. Every day I'm meditating with 400, 500, 600 people, but my goal is having, at least 10,000, to create a ripple in the field of consciousness, So, thank you for your question. No, it's really, we need to think about it. It's very important.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Paul, do you have time for one more question?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see who it's from. 1 second. Okay, so is there a course in the plan that teaches how to reach the advanced level of samadhi where we don't have to breathe, or do you recommend anywhere to learn that?
Yeah, this is what is the PCM course, the Pure Conscious Meditation course. And this is what it is. But most of the time when you meditate, you need to forget about everything. In other words, you use the crystal, you use the breathing the way we teach, we use mantra. And then at some point you get there, like as described Gary, it kind of, it happened to you. It's like, so in other words, and it's there, you have everything. Some people have reached the samadhi only with mantra, Some people has reached samadhi with breathing, now we add the crystal, and then I also add some course I'm talking about the arc crystal, which is like a field that is spinning toward the 0 point. So in other words, you surround yourself with this technology to help. And then there is other technology that are coming also that will also enhance this one, because frequencies can be used, crystal can be used, everything can be used. So meaning, it's not because I do it, they done the course, but it's a start. It's a good start. The pro-consciousness meditation. You have in one course, what people teach in, 2-3 courses. So I think it's a good starting point. It's not that complicated. Mantra was used. These masters will say it's can be done by dummy. If you can think, you can meditate. If you can observe a sound, you can do everything. And if you add, you tackle the pineal at the same time, then it should not be that complicated. Thank you for your question. Is there?
Okay, I believe that is it.
Okay, I think we passed the time too.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Carter. So this would be also this class would be available. We all the time post it online, and then the next subject would be the biofield, and I would play a video. If you were interested in the course, that give an explanation of the program. So can we go play the last slide, and we finish the presentation with this.
Quantum University proudly presents one of our newest leading-edge courses in Pro-Consciousness Meditation, the Pro-Consciousness Meditation Health Coach Certification Program. This program provides in-depth training and scientific evidence for a powerful meditation technique that implements concepts of quantum physics and the artful utilization of breath, coherence mantra, and pre-informed crystals to address the multidimensional nature of our human reality. It also provides an in-depth look at our holistic anatomy, which is directly affected by this unique and innovative meditation technique. The Pro-Consciousness Meditation Health Coach Certification Program will train you to teach meditation as well as deepen the quality of your own experience. It will also allow you to be certified as a Pro-Consciousness Meditation Health Coach by the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. Some people are very comfortable with the way they experience their meditation, but maybe you would like to learn a new aspect that will help you go deeper. Or maybe you're starting a new practice. No matter what level you're at, the Pro-Consciousness Meditation Kit developed by Dr. Paul Drouin can help you to add depth to your meditation practice. This kit includes an in-depth 8-part course in Pro-Consciousness Meditation, in which Dr. Paul Drouin shares with you what he's discovered in his journey with meditation, with over 40 years of experience. Speak to Quantum University's admission advisor today to find out how you can enroll into the Pro-Consciousness Meditation Health Coach Certification Program.